Let's go live. All the way
Hello, hello,
live.
and
Mm.
hello, everyone. We are live in this space with you all. It is me, myself, Regina Platt, the stepologist, and we have Miss Tamika Terry. And tonight, we are going to just enjoy having a lean in conversation. And tonight's conversation, right? Remember, we're in this season where we're seasoned to win. We're in a season where we're seasoned to win. And Tamika handed me this affirmation, lovely affirmation of I am okay. I am okay. And so I need you to think about that. Let that resonate a little bit. We've been saying I'm okay for a long time. I don't know what I'm okay means to you, but I need you to just sit there cuz tonight you're going to go on a journey. And this powerful woman is going to just join me in just loving as we love on each other. You will be loved on too. And so, Tamika, can you tell us a little bit about you? Showtime, girl. Talk to us.
Hey, hey, Tamika from Topeka. Okay. How's everybody? I hope everybody is in their right frame of mind. Whatever the day have not brought to you, let this be a space of release. Let it be a space of I'm okay to feel stressed. I had a bad day. Stressed. I'm okay that I had a good day. But let this be a space of okay. Um, she wants me to introduce and tell a little about myself. I am a product of adoption. I'm an adoptee. Me and my siblings. I'm grateful that we were adopted because there's a lot of children still out there that needs homes. Um, it wasn't always pleasant. It was not. We were treated as if we were not somebody's. We were not okay. And so that's why I love saying, I am okay. I'm okay. Through the pain and the suffering, I'm okay. Love through the meals, I'm okay. Um, I then, I'm about to turn 48. Ooh, another trip around the solar. Okay, amen. Single mom of three beautiful, beautiful divas that keep me on my toes, and a bonus daughter. And I have four or five grandchildren. I am a federal worker. I'm also an entrepreneur. I have my own home based business. And I'm still trying to step into, thank you, stepologist, step into my space, step into my rhythm, okay? Because I've let a
Nice.
lot of people along the way distract me and make me not what I need to be. It wasn't a part of my journey. It wasn't a part of who God says I am. And once we tap into that I am okay and we understand whose we belong to, you will find that regardless of who you run into, who has more money than you, a better job, better career, a lot of them are masking the okay and they're really not okay. But I'm here to tell you, my life is a bowl of peaches. It's not rosy. Um, I used to say I'm okay because I don't like people. I'm not pitiful, but I had to start allowing myself to suffer. I had to allow myself to shrink. I had to allow myself, and it was that's selfish in itself, that statement, because I had to let God allow me to shrink. Okay. I had to let him in because if he brought this pain and this suffering to me, I'm his product.
All
Who am I
right.
to think that he can bring who am I to think that he's not going to bring me out of the storms, out of that pain? And I tell y'all, when I tell y'all, my smile is my makeup. I don't need all that. Now, every now and then, I'm going to be real cute this weekend because of my birthday, okay? But I'm telling you, if you just learn to smile and learn to look in the mirror, tell yourselves, for one, what I found out, what we do is when we start going through, and it's like a tornado, everything's going wrong. because we're trying to be in lanes and places that ain't. And then the first thing we say, Jesus, take the wheel. I don't need Jesus to take no wheels. I need to take the entire vehicle, because that environment and whoever is making me feel like this, it all needs to go, because there's imps tied to everything. Just like there's tires tied to a car, there's a transmission tied to a car, there's a gas tank that's tied to a car, there's windshield wipers, a speaker, and all that fancy stuff. So if you just take the whole vehicle, Lord, and put me in a space to say, I am somebody and I'm okay. Why? Because I am who you said I'm going to be. Just
All
saying what I'm
right.
saying.
So I first off, thank you so much for deciding that you was gonna land this ship in this space with me, right?
Amen.
Thank you. And so let's just talk a little bit. Me and Tamika, we met. Actually, she just reminded me of where we met. Not that I forgot about her, but sometimes we're going through so much in our lives that we're numb. And so people perceive that we see them or that we don't want to see them. But the only thing that we're able to see is just where we're at, what we're feeling, right? And so when we were leaning not too long ago, we were having that conversation. What was it, last night? We were just leaning, we were having that conversation, and we talked about a little bit about how you see me. And that was like, whoa, I didn't mean for anyone to see me that way, but it was like, you see me regardless of what it looked like. You took the moment, you took the time, you took your essence, your energy to see me when I was coming back in here to Kansas, right? I had arrived back gracefully broken, young sister. I was very gracefully broken
Yes.
because most that came around me did not know how broken I was, right? And so
Right.
at that time, my song, my affirmation of I am okay was not the I am okay of my today, right? It was a I am okay of
Right.
survival. So let's talk about the pieces and the time in your life, right? Where you were in the I am okay of survival, because we got to dismantle, right? No longer in the earth realm should we be operating in a capacity of we're just surviving. We were not created to just be surviving. If you look at, so we're gonna go old school, right? We're gonna go back to the Hebrew. The Hebrew version of meaning of okay was literally good or well. Good or well. Not that I was in a dysfunctional, broken state and I was hiding it and I was isolating it and I was shamed about it. It was literally old school. So, literally, the literal good or well, right? Well, to be
Right.
well means to have, to be able, to understand, to be connected. It's nothing simple about well, right? Or to be
Right.
literal, the literal good, right? Literal. This ain't no false. This is real. This is contract agreement evidence that you good. So
Amen.
we have a group of people, the old. So if our old, when we were going through storms, trials, tribulations, misunderstanding, not educated on what okay really means, because we're gonna talk about today what okay means in today, right? Not in yesterday, but today. So let's bring it up. When you were saying I was okay, but you wasn't okay, we're not
Right.
even gonna talk about the external. We're gonna go internally, because right now we're in a season of gratitude, right? And the title of this session, you all tap in. I need you to say this. I am seasoned to
Amen.
win. I
To
am
win.
seasoned to
I am
win.
seasoned to win.
I'm not
Yes.
halfway, but I am seasoned to win. Why? Because we're gonna add on what that okay means. So talk to me. Tell me in
So
the
for
Hebrew, in the beginning. Tell me about this young girl, Tamika, who's going through
so
this.
the young girl, I've always been the extrovert. I've always carried that smile. So everybody's like, "Oh, she good, she okay." As you get older, people's like, "Oh, ask Tamika to do it. She okay, she good, she good." When really they didn't know that I was going home to watch my siblings and I be beat. They didn't know that in my adult hood being a single mom that I didn't know if baby daddy was coming home drunk, high off or whatever. And I got those high scars because I've always been in the public face, waiting tables. You got to be okay because you got to have that tip money because, you got to feed your kids, you got to feed your family. So when I stopped living that, stop accepting that path of it's okay in a negative sense, it's okay to just treat me any kind of way because why? Because I'm resilient. I'm going to get back up and I'm going to cover it. I'm going to mask it on the outside because I don't want no one to feel sorry for me. I don't want nobody to feel like I'm not human. And so when I got to that level of, I ain't okay. This is not okay. It's not okay for me to take this verbal abuse. It's not okay for me to take this physical abuse. It's not okay for me to keep saying I'm okay when I'm living less than the woman and individual God seasoned me to be.
Come on. Come on.
And once I stopped saying I'm okay with that undertone of, it was loosely. Let's just put this loose because it was so it's just like, when somebody says, hey, how you doing? I'm fine, and keep walking, they're conditioned to always be courteous to give a reply. It's not always heartfelt. It's not always genuine. So when I got to the moment, point, and this was just a few years ago, when I got to the point where I literally broke, I could have lost my life. I laid in my own sorrow. I got up in the morning, smile, hey, how you doing? Welcome here to, how you doing? Giving more love and concern about the public that I serviced than the me inside that was dying because I was so pain. I was in pain. And I kept saying, hey, I'm good. I'm okay. And I literally would lay there and say, I'm not okay. Tears streaming. I'm not okay. Now I gotta be okay. Gotta pull myself together. My daughter's gonna come home. I don't want her to see me like this. And then I go, hey, I'm fine. How are you, sweetheart? Because you don't want to pass that to your child because you don't know what she went through in the exposure in the world today. And everybody knows it's different than when we grew up. I went through this for months. And every time I would go out in the public, they saw more. And I said, God, this is crazy. I know I look crazy because I ain't brushed my hair today. And I know I look crazy because I've been crying all night. I know I look crazy. And they still seeing the joy. They're seeing that spark. They're seeing the joy that I was secretly letting the world take from me, that the world didn't give me. So how in the heck a child like me is going to let the world take that away?
Mm-hmm. That's our tomorrow. Our tomorrow is I will rejoice. But let's right here while we're right there at that piece, right? You get to the point where you're walking this. First off, I say, I am not your superwoman. Come on, I need whoever is tapped into this. I need you to just hear this, and I need you to say this. I am not your superwoman. I am not your superwoman.
It's okay to break.
I am not your superwoman. I am gracefully broken because see, the only way you can be fertilized, the only way you can be gained access to, the only way that the heart can be rebuilt, the body can be healed is if you acknowledged. You have to acknowledge that you're broken. You have to acknowledge that you need healing. You have to acknowledge that you need change. You have to acknowledge that it's not working. You have to acknowledge that no longer can I have this. And you said another piece that I heard you speak on, and we talk a lot. I hear mothers, black-bodied mothers, indigenous mothers, Hispanic mothers, white mothers. You get what I'm saying? I didn't just name one race. I went through them. You get what I'm saying?
That's the diversity.
Who walk around with this mirror, this mask, this fake mask put on in this persona that their kids are not tapped into it because you didn't talk about it. But I need you to understand that your children see behind the mask. Your children see the pain. Remember, you're going through spiritual warfare. This is not just physical. And it's not only connecting to you, but it's connecting to the bloodline of you. So I promise you, if you don't do the work, you're passing it on to one of your children to have to do the work that you refuse to do. Right. And so today in this space, we're back in it, right? I'm okay. Right. We're going to get to some real okay. We're going to get to some real okay, because we're going to do the work so that we can be okay. Because okay, there's nothing simple about using these words that right. I'm okay. We use a lot of words, right? I'm enough. I got this. We try to coach ourselves into, right? But we got to do the work to heal. We try to go into scripture where we're reading the scripture and we're pouring the scripture out, right? But God is giving you an answer and you don't want to listen to the answer that's God giving you. He's telling you to remove yourself from that. He's telling you, I made you greater than that. He's saying you're more than enough. Why are you more than enough? Because I'm with you. And tell whoever on that phone, they better leave you alone until we done with it.
I know that. I'm trying to figure out how to turn it off. I think I figured out how to turn it off. My apologies.
So this next piece here, because girl, we got some people tapped in that's listening to you right now. They're receiving from you, because remember that your difference makes the difference, and your story, your testimony is going to break someone else loose from the chains they've been bound up in. And so let's say, so you're walking and you get to this point where you're like, boom, I'm here. I'm not okay. Enough is enough. I can't do this no more. Somebody help me. Begin that journey when you finally are like, somebody help me. Somebody help me. Talk to me about that part of the journey. Is you stuck? Is you looking at me? Yeah, I think she's.
Yeah, I had a bad reception for a minute, but we back. We had a bad reception, something going on, we back.
So talk to me a little bit about when you finally got to the point where you were down and you were like, I'm not okay, right? I'm not okay. My body's not okay. Right. My finances are not okay. My children are not okay. I'm not okay. Tell me what was your first step that you took? Because I always say step in, but tell me what step in looked like for Tamika from Topeka.
The first step was actually acknowledging that you're really not tapped into the spiritual realm that you need to be tapped into to get the covering that you need to step out of where you get. And for me, it hurts because, I'm like, okay, I'll be meditating. And I fought with self. I said, oh, this ain't it. That ain't it. But once I humbled myself, I literally fell on my knees. This is real talk. I fell down and I just prayed like I ain't never prayed no more. I had to understand, how can you pray off a spirit in your home and your children if you haven't prayed that devil out of yourself? You've allowed yourself to feel like you're less than adequate, you're less than beautiful, you're less than seasoned. And everybody know I've been out here for a little while. And it was a peaceful pain. And I think what we do is we don't want to admit that we need help. And after I prayed, a service that's free, we can call the EAP line and talk. And I did. And as children.
So hold on. Stop right there.
Oh.
Stop right there real fast. Because you said, not only did I pray, come on, Christian community, I need you to hear this. Not only did I pray, but I reached out for help. God created help, a program to establish that I can get help that I needed. I reached out for help for somebody who's trained and developed a professional, because you can start off free. You get what I'm saying? Somebody who's trained and developed as a professional to help me. I don't have to go through this by myself. I can get help. Christian community, you can get help. There are people who are trained and developed to help you. Violence, domestic violence, we need help. When we lose somebody and we're grieving, you need help. When you're moving to a different stage of your life, right? You're starting a whole new thing that doesn't add up with the box system you've been living in. You're going to need to reach out for help. That help could be a mentor. That help could be a coach, right? That help could be a therapist, a psychologist. But you are not going to get change if you don't go get what? Help. You were not created to do this by yourself. My bishop said, there we go. Say that. And we say that piece. It's okay to get help. It's okay to get help. So literally, it's good for you to go get help. This is a good thing. It's a good thing because you can't become the best thing if you don't get help. So I got to go get help. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Man down. I push the man down button. Somebody help me. Right? I push that man down button. We run around talking about man up. No, I need to push the man down button. I need to. Can you give me a container, ladies that are on here on today? Just type in the chat if you can say and say I got you. Just say I got you. Type in the
better yet, I'm your anchor. I'm your anchor.
Type I'm your anchor. Just type it in the chat. I'm your anchor, because there's a sister, there's a brother that's near you who's on a man down status, and you're telling them to man up, or society is telling them to man up, but they need an anchor. They need a connection, right? They need a word of encouragement. They need somebody to realize that the makeup they got on their face is on their face, not because they're trying to beautify themselves, but they need you to acknowledge that the makeup that's on their face is because they've been getting pounded in their faces. They need you to acknowledge that it's not that they want to be in poverty. They really just don't understand how to steward their money. They need you to acknowledge and understand that it's not that they believe they know it all. They ain't got no help at all. Come on, somebody reach out and say, I'm an anchor. I'm your anchor. I'm a anchor. Somebody reach out and say that. Thank you so much for Renee Anderson, which she is an anchor. This lady has been awesome in my life. I don't know about Tamika, but Renee from day one when I met her.
She's not related to me about being my youngest daughter. So.
She has been an anchor. So that keep going, me.
So we were always taught that we were just supposed to be seen, not heard. We didn't celebrate birthdays. Why? Because you're just adopted children. We didn't adopt you to love or like you. We adopted you to make sure you have food in your stomach, clothes on your backs. And when you live in that mindset, first of all, you're confused on, well, what is love? Because we don't even know. And I was just that different kid, like, okay, well, I'm just gonna be obedient. I'm gonna be the best I can, and as soon as I graduate from high school, I'm gonna meet my real mom, and I don't care if she's an alcoholic on crack. I don't care what she is. I'm gonna help her. We're gonna establish this thing, just all this beautiful thing. God said, not so. That was my first funeral. I went from straight A's to just not caring. I didn't care. But then again, I knew I had a responsibility for my older siblings, for myself. I couldn't put it together then, but I did put it together. Graduated, had honors, did some, some clubs that you join in school and whatnot. But then as an adult, it's like that cycle of violence was repeating itself, because love hurts. I'm not supposed to be okay. I'm just supposed to do as I'm told. I'm supposed to just do, and you want more for your life. And oh, hallelujah, when I found out just to truly love me and say, I am somebody and I am okay. and then to reach out to somebody, because I like to talk. I do. She run her mouth. She always run her mouth. And the thing was, I had to learn was, because I silenced myself. I strayed away from conversations that I knew I could have been a blessing to. I had opinionated, I just stayed away. If it involved talking, don't include me, because now I'm losing my kids because everybody thinks I just talk much. But what it was God didn't tell me to leave the platform of speaking. He said, fix how you say and what you say so that the others around you can either dismiss themselves from the lesson you're trying to leave, or the ones that's here for your season will stay to help you grow. It's
So
okay.
let's do this piece. So historically, if I have any white body individuals who are watching this, and let's talk to I'll talk to everyone as a whole, but the colonized body needs to understand that culturally, right, the Black body was accustomed to experiencing life through word, right? Not to say that it was a colonized word, but it was sound, it was connection. Not only that, it was music. It was things that tied into what the body was speaking and flowetry. It wasn't sitting in an orderly manner and pretending. And our children still grab a hold again of the experience of engaging and giving and receiving back and forth. It's a dance that they do, right? It's a dance that they do, but they do it with love, with a natural flow of connection. And we do it in connection to the earth. We do it in connection to the atmosphere. We do it continuously, but we will silence. And when we silence, we hinder the potential of that which is in each person being released purposely, right? And for purpose, it must be a natural flow of essence. So I do understand when you say, right, I have this gift. I know it's in me. I'm supposed to be a word of encouragement for others. I have to say this thing. It's like, shut up. I got this little bitty body, because y'all, Tamika's not big as 2.89 dimes. This baby a little bit, right? But in this little bit, there's a lot of it, right? There's a lot of love, right? There's a lot of creativity. There's a lot of ambition. And so you're telling this body of a baby who is full of purpose to be shut down and be silenced. And then the cycle begins to happen again and again and again. And the words, I'm okay, continue to resonate. And so let's switch gears a little bit, because now it's time for us to get into it. So our first piece, as I told you, I'm gonna look up words. I'm not that person that play, you give me a word. So I'm gonna tell you all the piece that was happening. Tamika was actually, and myself were on a panel last week. We're having this panel discussion, and Tamika says, I'm okay. She says it right out loud. She says it. And she looks at the audience that is there, and she says, say, I'm okay, right? And she says it again. And sis, I'm going to lean in on you, because I had to have you here today. We had to do this in this day, in this season of gratitude. Because when you said I'm okay, right, I've heard I'm okay from individuals who were going through trials and tribulations so much, where I watched them survive. And I couldn't do that. It couldn't do nothing but resonate with me. Like, it kept replaying. Those words kept replaying over and over. And I'm like, she's a daughter of the true and living King. She's more than a conqueror. She was made to be the head and not to tail, right? So all these things are like coming. He called her very good. Like, God identified everything he created. Like, she's very good. Like, she's created for this, right? Right. She's to have dominion. Like, I'm like, everything in me is like jumping, right? I'm Elizabeth. I'm Elizabeth, and I've just come in contact with Mary, right?
Right.
And right, Mary knows that there's something in her, and Tamika knows that there's something in her, but inside Elizabeth, there's a baby that's sleeping and going, no, it's more to this. It's more to this. This ain't just about being simply okay. It's more to this. I gotta find out what's more here. And so when I went to go and I started looking, right? And I started looking, I had, me, I have to send it out, right? I had to send it. Like, I couldn't even let you come on here today before I gave it to you, because our job is to connect with one another, right? And enrich one another and make better one another, cultivate one another. And so as I'm there, I'm going, I sent her this morning at 7 something in the morning. I am approved. I am approved, right? If I'm saying I'm okay, when I look up the Greek version, right, it ties into approved, endorsed, authorized, confirmed, and sanctioned, right? Ain't nothing simple about you. You were approved. When I say you're approved, your arrival within the earth realm, your arrival within the womb of your mother, the connection with mother and father, that already sanctioned. You're approved to be here. People are trying to make you fight to be here. People are trying to make you perform to be here. You are approved to be here. There's already a stamp on you. You're not waiting to be stamped. The stamp has already been there. You're approved. Say, I'm approved.
I am approved.
That's where, yeah, I'm approved. Now, endorsed. Right? People are looking for financial assistance, people to walk with them, to talk with them, to make them feel like it's okay for them to come along. No, you've been endorsed already. The business that Tamika is opening, right? She already has the business, one business, but God has a bigger business for you, and you're endorsed to open up the business. Why? Because your endorsement came from your father. He didn't arrive, he didn't bring you here on empty. He brought you here on full. Everything you need to survive, he already put it in you, and he's placed destiny agents around you. There's going to be a time and a place. You're going to meet each of them. You're going to come in contact with. Say, I am endorsed. I am endorsed. Now let's hit to this other one. I'm authorized.
I am endorsed.
I'm authorized. I'm authorized. You're trying to give me authorization, right? And documentation through your way. It's coming for me, right? The building's coming, the land's coming, the position's coming. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying, right? The healing's coming. You've been authorized to heal. You don't have to live in complacency. Forget about it. You get what I'm saying? And when I say forget about it, right? I had one of my parents, right? So I have three. I have the mother I was birthed through the womb of, right? And then I have the mother that was given to me that chose me. She chose me. And then I have my father. But one of the things is I so longed for what I didn't have for so long. I so longed for it. I wanted it so bad. But something resonated with the shadow message as she spoke to me, and God let me hear it. You're more than enough. I was on my deathbed. You're not okay. You're more than enough. I was on my deathbed, and I chose to give birth to legacy. You got to do something. You're looking for a miracle, but you are the miracle. I was dying. You are the miracle, right? She may have been out there, but you are here. You are the miracle, right? You're more than enough. Authorized. Say confirmed. I'm confirmed. I'm confirmed. Come on, I need y'all to understand this. It's not by accident. Your okay is not by accident. Your okay is not by accident, because literally you are approved, you are endorsed, you are authorized, you are confirmed, right? Settle on that. You are confirmed, right? You didn't get to set the position that you were going after, but you are confirmed that you will be. There's no angst to this. You will be. You will be. You must be. Why? Because it's your reality. I am confirmed. Land on that. I am confirmed I am somebody I am. I am confirmed that I'm here today. I am confirmed that I shall create. I am confirmed that I am a healer and I will receive healing. I am confirmed that I speak life. I am confirmed that I am the head and not the tail. I am confirmed that I am a visionary. When Caleb and Joshua go in with the other spies and they choose to see, right? They could have seen whatever. They could have seen that they out here, way out here, and there's giants out here, and this ain't they stuff, this somebody else's stuff, and they daddy ain't and mama ain't with them. You get what I'm saying? They could have seen all that stuff, but they walked in and they seen substance. They walked in and they seen resources. They walked in and they seen opportunity. They walked in and they claimed it. And even though they claimed it and they seen it and others didn't see it, when they went back, let's go back. When they went back to report what they seen, everybody didn't want to admit that they seen what they seen, and everybody wasn't willing to stand boldly on it. You get what I'm saying? So when you go back with the report, understand you got to under attack for the report, because everybody ain't got the courage that you got. So you more than okay. You more than okay, me. Now, this is the part I want us to get right there. I'm sanctioned. I'm sanctioned. There's policy on me, baby. There's law that confirms me, baby. This ain't by accident. This is for real, baby. You get what I say? I get so as I'm getting done with you, right? I'm up here in the morning like, ooh, woo, woo, I'm hyped.
I can't wait to get home now.
I'm hyped. You get what I'm saying? So we got to get on here and we got to talk about I'm okay, because your okay ain't settling for nothing. Your okay means you breaking through. You down here on the yellow brick road about to break through. My okay
with the red sequin shoes on. Okay, click.
Come on. You see me? You see, you got it. I'm giving it. You see, the thing is, I gotta feed you what's been given to me. I gotta feed you, sis. I gotta feed you because you're more than okay. Your A-okay, I need you to make sure you go and write out an acronym for that okay. Because as you see, your okay is not complacency, but your okay is no longer the tail. Your okay is the head now. You the head now. You operating at the head now. Oh, absolutely. You don't think I'm good enough? All right. Watch me work.
Watch me work. Watch me step into my rhythm. Okay.
Watch me work it. Hold on. My voice too deep for you? Watch me work it. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. It's like you said, stand up.
I'm too dark for you? I'm too dark for you? Oh, seriously? Watch me work it, baby. I'm antioxidants. I'm thicker than a Snicker, and somebody got to get it. Watch me work it.
Watch me work.
Watch me work
to your berry, honey.
Come on. So all I'm saying to you is, as we flow through this and we come at okay. Oh, no. This a new level, okay. This a all cap, okay. This ain't no simple, okay. Right? I gotta build a picture, paint a picture for you that my okay is I'm already approved. I don't need your approval. I'm already approved. You trying to figure out how to prove me to fit in. I'm called to be here. As the grass grows, the grass don't try to figure out whether the grass can grow or not grow. If the grounds is set for grass to grow and the seeds lay there, the grass gonna grow.
Right. And the sun always gonna shine. The moon gonna rise in the nighttime.
So there you go. So I'm approved. The grass, I'm gonna tell you, I love grass. I study grass. I love water. There's certain things within nature I study because they flow, because they ain't waiting for. They're being who they are. They're not waiting for. They're being who they are. And they don't care if they got fostered by two different types of grass, right? It's two different types of grass came together to seed fall and it made a new type of grass. The grass is like, bro, my job is to grow. Right. My job is to grow and be green and add nutrients into the atmosphere. That's what my job is. I don't care how you do what you do, but my job as the grass is be the grass, right? Our job as human beings is to be who we are. It's to be who you are. You were created by love, to be loved, and give love. And so many times we're on that road, understanding who we were created by and understand what we're supposed to do for others, but we forget that there's a posture of receiving that we must get for ourselves. There's a posture of receiving. So when you got down on your knees and you got into the posture of receiving, when you got down on your knees, when you got into the posture of where you could not only pour out, but be poured into, where it wasn't that I can be mad at them no longer. I can be mad at her no longer. Now I know I need you. Now I know I need you. And another part to that is he puts people around us that can really see us. So when you got to having a conversation, and I mean, do you want to add anything before I go into this piece? Because I got another piece for you, sister. another piece.
You know,
Let me
and
go here.
I mean, judge me not, judge me not. Literally, it was a very horrific situation. And when I tell you, I laid there. I didn't shower. I was too scared to. I was too scared to. Like, what if they kick in my door? What if? I mean, it was straight fear that I was scared to tell anybody about, to do anything about. I barely ate. I'm going to work, and I'm like, okay, please don't let me look crazy because everybody, they give me these accolades. I was not okay, but I kept saying I'm okay. I had faith that I was going to be okay because I've been in similar situations, not as violent, but situations that I'm like, Lord, that should have took me out. Like, I've been through my baby fighting for a life and all this, but after I got down on my knees, I went and stood in the water. I went and stood in the shower, and I meditated on how good it felt to just rinse away fear. I've always lived in fear. I've always had that partner to beat on me. I grew up with abuse. So to wash that fear away, to wash that doubt, to wash all of that so I can get the accolades in to say, I am somebody, I am okay, I am seasoned, I am who God says I am, I'm a child of God. Lord help me. It it just did something to me. And I just approach different hiccups in life so different where I used to just snap like a firecracker. You don't know me, you don't be like, they don't have to be. Because see, I'm giving them power because see, they're seeing my power. So that's why they're gonna come to me say something ignorant because I'm walking around here saying I'm okay and I'm looking like okay. They didn't have to be part of that private battle because it wasn't for them. So yes, I'm okay. Okay, that's cool. All right. And I keep moving. And it's been just a different vibe for me that was long overdue. Long overdue. And here I am, have people look up to me as a mentor. And and I'm so amazed. Like, why am I amazed at something that's always been in me? Someone I've always been there for a phone call, a shoulder. Why do I feel like that? Because I allowed myself to call myself, oh, I ain't nobody. I ain't okay. Ain't nobody listening. They got more money. They know more people in the church. They know that bosses. Everybody want to do Mika. And I'm just a genuine person. I had to stop myself. Rinse all of that off and reset. You have to reset. It's okay to bend, don't break. Okay? I tell my it's okay to bend, don't break. It's okay to reset your mindset. It's okay to reset your boundaries. I done did it with kids, siblings. It hurts. But every suffering, it doesn't hurt you to kill you. It hurts you to make you stronger. And it will do just that if you approach it in the right way.
So perspective is when you
Thank.
said that every suffering won't hurt you to kill you, it'll hurt you to make you stronger. Perception is a big part of healing. The shifting of perception, shifting of how you choose to see things. And that's why I said, like, when we think about that
Right.
okay piece, like, it's not because I'm settling. It's because I'm choosing, and I'm not going to
Right.
minimize and keep myself in something that's going to hurt me, right? And so there was a change, a shift that happened, right? And to acknowledge that
Yeah.
shift
Yeah.
happening is part of the help, part of the so when we've already went into, we stepped in, right? You stepped up because you were able to see some things clearly. You had to go in to you had to go into where these systems came from, and then you had to begin the work of stepping out, stepping back out there, being vulnerable, letting people hear. I watched you as you sat on the panel, and we were sitting there. I was like, Okay. But I love the fact that you were willing to sit in the vulnerability, in that piece of being there and let them hear you speak your truths. Not only speak your truths, but you spoke them in a way that brought healing to them, right? And some people want to be seen, but don't understand that in that space, you have to be able to sit with others and speak in a way in those formats, right? There's a one time where you're one-on-one and you're doing, but in
Right.
format spaces where you're doing healing work with people, you sit in those spaces and you give to them in a way that allows them to feel and experience it for themselves, right?
Right.
They don't need the gory, deep down, extra pieces. They don't need
Right.
that, but they need to understand that they will get through it, right? And I love that you sat there with that piece, and I just want to applaud you for that, because
Thank
so
you.
many are so nervous about sharing those pieces of their lives. And
Yeah.
so just first off, the birthday is coming up, right? The
Yes.
birthday, the
Another trip, another solo trip. Oh, 48.
what does it feel like to know that you've made it? What does it feel like? Like, what does it feel
It's
like?
amazing. It's amazing. I don't know. I thought I turned this vibe. How you turn the instant messenger thing on, girl? They bothered me.
You just turn the phone down. It normally helps.
Okay, praise God. My apologies, audience.
But it's a y'all okay. This is a part of the bridge, right? So we aging, and so technology now. I was about to give a whole lesson on that, but
So,
no,
right. I don't like none. Okay, so what does it feel like? Okay, so like I stated, there was 5 adopted children in the home. 3, my sister, my twin brother and sister, we were linked by blood, and then there was another set of brothers. They were linked by blood, but we all, we were. That's my brothers. That's my sisters. We didn't celebrate birthdays because we were just the adopted kids, and I used to always love more on them and couldn't wait till I was old enough to get a job to kind of secretly, buy them a gift, like happy birthday. I was just fortunate every 5 years, my birthday fell on Thanksgiving. Well, it was big, my mother's big grandma's house. It was like a feast every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, every holiday, all the family. I didn't care what you was doing, where you come from. You gonna come here, you gonna eat, but ain't nobody staying all night now. You gonna have to get you a plate and go somewhere. You can take a shower, but you're gonna go get down here because you're not staying here. But I secretly celebrated my birthday when it fell on Thanksgiving. Everybody was there. The china was shining, the glass, and it was just awesome. Like, yeah, celebrate. And it was an opportunity for me to go back to school and tell my friend, again, back to what you were saying. I'm looking for acceptance because I knew we were treated less than, and no one knew that. So when I go back to school, I'm like, man, y'all had a best birthday. Like, we had all this food, and it wasn't really mine. It wasn't really mine. It was just a holiday that they were celebrating. So I got to be in my junior year. I got a job out at the Payless plant, and my work. Um, they just loved the way I worked. They wanted to promote me. As soon as you turn 18, you're going to be a supervisor. But I was already performing those duties. And one night I went, and the lady, the supervisor, she has told me to go somewhere. I said, I can't go over there. I don't know nothing about that area. I ain't never worked over there. And it was like a mom to me. And I was like, Mom, you having me? No, I'm not going over there doing this. And it was just simple quality assurance type stuff or whatever. So I said, okay, I'm going to go. Y'all, they had a birthday cake just for me. 18, first birthday cake at a job. At a job. And all the shoes and the purses and stuff that I stamped and all that. She said, take all that home. You can have all those gifts. And I was like, this was for me. And I just cried and cried. And they're like, what is wrong with this girl? Like, we didn't had a whole birthday thing for her. And I said, this is my first birthday cake. This ain't mom's pound cake that I pretended was my birthday cake. This wasn't the lemon pudding cake that I pretended was my. This was actually happy birthday, Tamika. What?
You're gonna make me cry.
And I promised from that day forward, I told my siblings, we are going to celebrate that solar trip every birthday. Our kids, if we have any, this is what we need to do for real, you know. And I said, I said I was going to meet mom, and that was my first funeral. I'm tired of hurting like this. And so, we would go all out. And think it not strange that my real mother forgot to see 40 years old.
Amen. Amen.
So after 40, baby, this ain't nothing but divine. This is just it's amazing for me. It's amazing for me. I did get the pleasure of meeting one of my aunts, and she told me some stuff. I was not meant to make it. I was that kid. I wasn't supposed to make it. And here I am that had nerve to turn 16, 18, 21, 25, 35, 40, 45, run for city council, holding a government job. Baby, listen, I'm okay.
I love that, like, even when you were sharing that piece, you made me go back to when I turned 25 years old. I only had goals to live till 25. There was nothing. I don't know the exact age right off that my mother passed, but it had to have been around her 25th, 26, somewhere. So I didn't see myself. I didn't have no goals. I just wanted to get to 25. A lot of my family, Memphis area, a lot died very early, incarceration. And my father fought to give his children, and my other mother, Stephanie Vassar, fought to give their children an opportunity. And they moved us to this place called Topeka. My God. And I couldn't stand coming to this place called Topeka. And in this place called Topeka, I went through some hell here. But I know I would have been dead if I wouldn't have been in Topeka. Because just our background, the family background, the anger, and our just training, right? That innate activity of like, you tried, you die. And so I probably, if we wouldn't have came to Topeka, I would have been gone. But I remember I was gone. I was in South Carolina with my ex-husband, and I'm crying. Oh my God, I'm crying. You would have thought every part of me died, or somebody got killed in front of me, right? Because I feel like that was when my life began. Because before that point, I hadn't been living. I had just been totally existing, because I knew I was going to die by the time I was 25. And now I'm sitting here 25, and I'm with somebody who wouldn't care if I actually died in front of them. And actually probably wouldn't even know I was dead for some days. And I'm sitting here with this person, and I've had these children, and I don't even know who I am. And I'm a shell, an empty shell. The cocoon with the butterfly in. Well, I don't even know where the butterfly was.
The seashell without the pearl.
I was just there. And I cried and I cried. And the Lord said, I got great works for you. And he brought back the image that he gave me when I was like 9. He brought it back to me. And I was like, what? That can't happen. It's like, what? You see what I got? You see what I'm going through? How's this going to happen? And so falling into this today, I was asked by, on a prayer line, I was asked, someone on the prayer line asked me, like, the vision that God gave you, that God gave you for your life, have you been fighting it or are you going with it? And I said, I really believe I just really tapped back into it like 5 years ago. I just tapped back into it. The vision he gave me as a little girl. And you know why I tapped back into it 5 years ago? I feel like he released me to understand that I'm okay.
This is your season. You're okay. Because this is your season.
Yeah, you can do this. People are not supposed to see what I gave you. I gave this to you. And that's why it's so important, because I didn't choose nobody that came from the perfect life, who was going to have the perfect training, who was going to be all the right mentors wrapping around them their whole entire life. And they was going to be on this stage of path of training their whole entire life. No. It couldn't have worked that way, because you wouldn't have had the empathy for the people, or being able to relate to the people I need to send you into, or you wouldn't have had the stamina or the courage to be able to go through it, or the tenacity. I needed to take you through something so you could become something.
Right.
I needed to take you through that. So whoever it is out there who you feel like your time is up or you're running out of time, that's a colonized mindset. Your time is not running out. It will happen. Your job is to step towards it day by day, moment by moment. But your job is not to become overwhelmed with it. It's going to come to pass. It's going to come to pass. And it's amazing that when he gave me the vision as a girl, he gave me like, I'm standing in this gold and I'm to girl, like I'm balled out, baby. Like I got the ball on and I'm in this huge cathedral, right? This huge, it's like huge. I don't even know like if I've ever been in a building that big, and it's filled. And I introduce a husband. I'm a kid. I introduce a husband. And the crowd goes wild for my husband. And they go wild for my husband based off of the connection that we have and how he's covered me and always been there for me. And without the connection to him, I wouldn't have been in the place I was. So I don't know who this man doing. And the Lord didn't show me his face. That's so funny. He didn't show me how fine he was or nothing. I mean, he was dressed nice, but he didn't show me no face. And think about this as a young girl. I don't even think I was 10 yet. As a young girl seeing this, right? And so when the marriage ended, I knew I wasn't losing, because it couldn't have been him. You get what I'm saying? It couldn't have been him. God's taking me places, and it couldn't have been him. And then going through like challenges and clapping dollars together, it felt like in some times in my life, God still was reminding me, baby, you got places to go. And so he would always bring that vision back. I got some places to send you. When people wanted me to shut up, he was like, you will.
That part, yeah.
You will. You will. And then the other part that he brought back to me is, I don't need them to be you. I need you to be you. So you're not supposed to transform yourself to fit into their box. Your job is to be the authentic you. I created you just the way I need you to be, to go into the places I need you to go. And the way you're going to get there is as you. It's going to be you. And so your brokenness is what's going to be the thing that's going to open others up to healing. And so I brought that up, sis, because it's you. It's you. I brought that up, brother and sister who are tapped in here, because it's you. It's you. It's not the you that they told you needed to be.
Right.
It's the you that you were created to be. Let's go back to this real fast. Say, I am approved.
I am approved.
I am endorsed.
I am endorsed.
I am authorized.
I am authorized.
I am confirmed.
I am confirmed.
And I am sanctioned.
And I am sanctioned.
To be here.
To be here.
By God. Therefore,
By God, therefore,
regardless of what it looks like.
regardless of what it looks like,
Hey, I am seasoned to win.
I am seasoned to win.
Regardless of what it looks like.
Regardless of what it looks like.
I need you to be grateful. We're in a month, in a season where people are running around saying that I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. Are you?
Right, that part.
Because this is a reality check. Are you? On a day that we celebrate Thanksgiving, right, is a day that there was a genocide of indigenous within this nation that happened, and then they joined together and had this huge Thanksgiving dinner within this nation, right on the top of this tragedy. But what I need you to understand is you've been given opportunity to still remain here. What are you going to do with it? You've been given a good evening, David. Minister, how are you doing? You've been given opportunity to remain.
Right.
You've been given opportunity to remain. You've been given opportunity to remain. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Not what did they say you were going to do with it. Not what did those that came before you did with it. What are you going to do with it? You've been given opportunity to remain, to be a fluent movement. What are you going to do? Complain?
Step into that rhythm. Step into that rhythm and take my place. Take my place. I was watching the Queen Elizabeth funeral, and I'm looking at all of everybody's in place. They knew how to step, the speed of the step. Oh my gosh. It spoke to me. And if, when I stop thinking, oh, Tamika gonna move the way she won't move, I'm gonna do it my way. But if we move in rhythm to how God wants us to, in the time that He wants us to, everything will be in perfect rhythm. It'd be imperfect. And I don't get that many more migraines. Now that sometimes I have to take a deep breath, like, no, I'm not going to do that. That's what old Tamika would have done. But, people are like, girl, quit running towards the light. Stay away from the light. I'm walking to the light. Why? Because I lived in darkness already. I've done that. So now I'm walking to the light, because in the light, there He is, and then I'm going to shine even greater, and that's my goal.
Well, Tamika, I just want to say thank you so much for holding space with me on a night. I just love having these lean-in conversations where we actually talk about real things with real people who are experiencing real life. I need you to understand, we all got a story.
Yes.
Some are willing to share, some are not. And so I just am so grateful to you and so many that tapped in on tonight to listen and hold space with us. Nisha, what's up, babies?
Thank you.
So here we go. Y'all ready for this is my new song I'm gonna make. I'm goofy, right? But this is my jam. I really think this is gonna be my intro. Y'all gotta tell me what y'all think. Ready? It's your season to step. It's your season to move on up. Take hold of your blessings. Knowing your best is yet to come. Step into your rhythm. Step into your lane with your host, Dr. Regina Platt. Y'all, I'm so goofy. I know I'm lame, but whatever. I'm just happy that I'm here. I receive it. Thank you, Roe. I love you so much. Y'all, this is real love. I'm saying, hey, Nisha doing a dance. Hey, do the I tried to get some young people to make me a beat because I need them. But you all, I just want you to know, okay, it's not any longer can you settle in saying those words okay. If you're going to say okay, I need you to understand that you have already been endorsed. You are already been confirmed. I need you to understand by the end that you were seasoned to win, right? Because when you look up these definitions and you go through, understand the words that you speak. There is power or death in the life of the tongue. So when you're speaking, don't speak anything just to be saying it because you heard others say. Make sure that you understand it. So don't even just go in and study the culture that you in, the understanding of the culture, but I need you to understand the roots of the word, the originality. And I need you to connect in because there is power when you speak. Say, there is power when I speak. Say, there is power when I speak.
Power when I speak.
Power when I speak. And I am okay. Why? Because God says I'm okay. And there's nothing less in me to be okay. I got
Amen.
this. Hey, so enjoy you all's holidays. I did like throw a damper in there. Just understand if you're going to do Thanksgiving, please understand that there was so much pain that was taking place. And we got to understand if I'm going to be grateful, I need to acknowledge what I'm grateful for, but I need to acknowledge the harms that were done. This is National Native American Heritage Month. And it's crazy because in this same month, there was a massive place on these grounds within this nation, right? And so when I say these grounds, I'm talking about Massachusetts area, and then they turned around and had a celebration afterwards. Are y'all hearing me? And so we have to understand why we do what we do. We have to acknowledge that because no longer can we sit and do things just because others do them. It's time we grow. Right. It's time that we grow. All right, that's part of our season. It's your season to step. Hey, it's your season to move on up. Take hold of this. Knowing your best is yet to come. Yeah. Let's get out of here because we will be out here all night. All right, meet me here tomorrow night.
Thank you for having me. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yes, I will have Wayne here tomorrow night. Please join me. You have 3 more days of this that is coming. We have Wayne tomorrow night. We have Dr. Obiama on Thanksgiving morning. And then on that Friday, we will have Miss Deborah. And she is going to whip us in shape. Miss Obiama. So Wayne is going to come to us. And Wayne is talking about I will rejoice. I will rejoice. Dr. Obiama is talking about I was born to breathe. And Miss Deborah is talking about I am an overcomer. I am an overcomer. So I'm telling you, they gave you the affirmations, but they're giving you their story behind why they choose to speak the message that they speak. Take care and enjoy your holidays. Meek, I see you on Friday. We will have an awesome time for your birthday. Bye, girl.
Yes,
thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.